Hello, my loves. Welcome to a very special unboxing today. This was sent to me as a Yule and Christmas gift from a wonderful viewer and community member. We are going to be unboxing the latest edition of the Little Monsters Tarot, and I have the original right here. I was looking around and I cannot find my guidebook for this deck, but it did come with a very nice guidebook that I really enjoyed, and it is in my collection somewhere. I'm just not sure in what little pile of books it's located right now. Many of you may know that I love the Little Monsters. The first edition is a very beloved, well-used deck of mine. As you can see, there are smudge marks from sage and candles all over these, and I really love the personality of the Little Monsters Tarot. It's sweet, it's endearing, but it's also a very effective tarot deck as well. So there's a lot of meat in this deck, but it's also just sweet, and I don't know, in a way it kind of feels like hanging out with this little group of monsters who are like your best buds. So it's a very, very sweet deck, and I'm really excited to see how the newest edition has been expanded upon, or how it may have shifted a little bit. And either way, I'm just excited to be able to have this in my collection, but also to be able to read with this for clients. So I'm going to read the back for you. This was gifted to me, as I said, but I will be sure to include a link to purchase if the deck is available for purchase at this time. The Little Monsters Tarot by Peony Archer, an eclectic and playful 78 card deck featuring all manner of minor monsters. The Little Monsters Tarot is a black and white deck by Peony Archer, illustrating monsters, sprites, gremlins, and various other creatures across the major arcana and minor arcana. The accompanying guidebook by Olivia Pepper contains insights into symbolism interpretations, alchemical and astrological correspondences for the cards, as well as information about how to begin reading. I really like the box. Really like the box. It's super sweet. I did not save the original packaging from this one, but as you can see, I did save this little box, and I believe that the deck was independently produced. So get the plastic off. I love the fact that it's black and white. It's a very soothing deck visually, and it's a very sweet deck. So nice kind of matte with this beautiful embossing. I think you can see that. I mean, it's going to store beautifully in the same way that I love having this box displayed. I always have this deck out on display. I'm definitely going to want to display this box as well. Oh, guys, look at the inside. Oh my goodness. Oh, whoa. Okay, totally different. They are round and they're much larger. So here, the guidebook is adorable. Look at that. Let me tell you how many pages. 187 pages. Nice. Okay, so you have reversed and upright meanings, and it looks like you get a good amount of information there as well. So this is oh, interesting. There's no capitalized words. So I was like, oh, is it just kind of starting from the other page? But no, not capitalized. Not capitalized letter at the beginning of that sentence. Okay, so the book looks beautiful. And then here is the inside, totally different size-wise. So this is nice. It's got like a little velvet inlay there. Very pretty. Let's compare. So okay, I see. This is the difference. So definitely, if you have the first edition, you may and you love it as much as I do, you'll probably want to invest in the second. Let me just hold on a second, guys. Let me just pull that out. Okay. So yeah, here is the difference. Definitely different shape-wise. And the backing, oh, she embossed the backing too. Look at that. Okay, to the viewer and community member who sent this to me, thank you so much. it's very different than the first. I'm really, really, really excited to work with this one. But the images themselves are still the same. And again, I love the space in within the card itself, because it's not overly, there's not too much going on. So it really lets you focus in on the little monster, the little creature, and to feel the energy of the being itself. Oh, I love the Hierophant. Always, always, always. And the Lovers are so sweet. Yeah, it's just such a soothing deck. You know, I know it's called Little Monsters, and you think it's like, it reminds me very much of Edward Gorey, which is one of my favorite artists when I feel like a little sad or lonely. I love to pull out Edward Gorey's works and just kind of like lose myself in those little worlds that he's creating. And there's something about the pen sketching that I really love. It just feels welcoming and contemplative, but not frightening. You know, there's space to process your emotions and to feel and to be, but you also feel very witnessed. And I really love this deck for this reason. It's a very, very special deck in my collection. I have a lot of love for it, and I'm so excited to have this newest edition. I do think it feels different for sure than the other first edition that I have. The round shape gives, you know, I mean, it is kind of oval egg shape in its tone. It gives a little more feeling of movement and less a feeling of like dropping in to the image in the same way that, okay, so far the images are the same. I'm just double checking. In the same way that this one feels. I mean, look at how well used this deck is. I love this deck so much. It's like a secret one. I don't talk about it that much because originally it was out of print, and I know people would get really upset that they couldn't purchase it themselves. So I stopped really sharing about this one, but I'm so excited that I can talk about it more. I mean, look at how cute the Two of Cups is. So I just wanted to compare Death card to Death card just to make sure I could let you know if they've changed up the images. So far, the images appear pretty true, and that's the experience that you're going to have. I'm intrigued to see how it's going to shuffle because I love the Archetypes Oracle and the Alchemy Oracle by Kim Krans, but the shape of the cards does, I will be very honest, sometimes it does deter me from pulling those decks out. I also have and love the Luminous Void Tarot, and that tends to be one sometimes I won't pull out if I don't feel up to working with the size and the shape of the deck. So it's going to be interesting to see how the feel of this round shape will be if I end up moving towards, you know, working with this one as opposed to the first edition, or if I end up choosing sometimes to just work with that first edition because of the shape. But the nice thing with having both is that I can make that choice. So I do feel very fortunate in that regard for sure. I just love the simplicity. It's like the Empty Cup Oracle. It's just, sometimes we need that, like just the space to be calm and to like quiet our system down, you know, especially our nervous system, and just like be. And this deck gives you that space. And also it's just quirky. It's like a goth girl's dream, really. I think the monsters are sweet and inviting and darling, and they really call you in. Now, I'll pause there and just see, let's check out cardstock feeling, because I really like the cardstock in the first edition. It's the same cardstock, or it's very, very similar. It holds up to shuffling well, and it has a lot of life to it. Like it's movable, but it's not stiff. This one's so cute. This is my daily draw for today, the 9 of Wands. So that gives me a different perspective because I drew from TOV. That is why I do love comparing artwork with different decks, because you can get such different windows into the experiences within the cards. So King, Queen, Knight, and I believe she calls them Child. Child instead of Page, those have stayed. I kind of like this round shape, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, here's another like compare and contrast for you. I do like the image larger as well. I don't know, I kind of like this new edition. It's growing on me. The shape does feel good in my hands. I do have larger hands, so I know many of you have said to me over the years, like, some decks are simply too large for your hands. I don't have that problem, but I do have larger hands. You know, I'm about 5'7", so I'm on the taller side for a female, and I definitely have I have larger hands than a lot of women. So I do understand that for those of us who have smaller frames and smaller hands, the larger size can sometimes be like really exhausting. But I do think it's nice to have decks with larger size cards in your collection, from the standpoint of being able to sit and look at the cards and be with the images and really dive into the imagery. The larger size sometimes lends itself well in serving as a portal or a threshold, right? An invitation in. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few more, and then I'm going to pause so that you still have some to explore that we haven't looked at the imagery for. You've seen some of my favorites, which were the Two of Cups, the Death card. I love the Sun and the Moon in this deck. And you have that beautiful imagery here in the guidebook. I'll show you. I think we'll stop at 3 of Coins. We'll stop there. This card backing, can you see the embossed? Like, it is embossed in person. It's not really reflecting the same, but it is embossed in person. This is absolutely stunning. I am so excited. I really, really, I love this deck, and I really love this edition. I like the way it feels. I will say, yeah, I mean, if you do have smaller hands, it is going to feel a bit bulky, but I think it's a deck kind of with the cardstock that asks for you to shuffle this way. So I think that you can make it work for sure. Oh yeah, I like the feel. I love this cardstock so much. Oh, it's such a sumptuous experience for me. The cardstock just feels really, really yummy. Okay, well, my opinion is I'm more in love than ever. I love having both options. I do think they feel different. So if you have the first edition and you're on the fence about purchasing, I do think that each edition feels a little bit different, and definitely the shape lends itself, while you can understand why she chose or to work with a different shape for the second edition, because really this is the shape in the original, you know, card structure with the borders. I do think it feels different, and I feel different interacting with it. So I think that if you really love the first edition, you're probably going to want to add the second one to your collection. It's a lot of fun. They're such sweethearts, and it just feels like hanging out with someone that really loves you and gets you. And it feels cozy, and it invites a warm beverage and a nice little journaling session when you work with this deck. And again, to have a deck without too much going on within the card image itself, it really lends itself to reflection, to meditation, to kind of Seven of Pentacles energy. Honestly, it lends itself very well to that. So I'm very, very happy to have this in my collection. Thank you so much to the viewer, community member, and dear friend who sent this to me. I really appreciate it. I'm in love. I'm so excited to work with it more. As I said, the guidebook is a really great one as well. So whether you're new to tarot or a seasoned reader, I think it's a nice one to give a read through, to connect with, see the reasoning for specific choices within the artwork, based on the symbolism and structure of tarot, this is a nice guidebook for that. And this edition is absolutely gorgeous. The packaging is just bang on. They did a great job with the packaging for sure. For someone like me, this is like a dream come true. If you have more of a dark aesthetic, you'll definitely love having that from the collection standpoint of having that on the shelf to be able to be looked at. So yeah, guys, I really love this one. I'm in love with her very much so. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Did you guys get this latest edition of the Little Monsters Tarot? If so, how is it comparing for you with the original? If you weren't able to purchase the original, are you happy that you have a chance now to work with this later edition, or excuse me, newer edition? I'm pretty stoked. So I hope you're all doing well out there in the world. I am sending you guys, as always, oceans of love. And you know, I will see you in the next